If you've just come across this latest episode of Make Movement Matter, this is the concluding episode of a mini-series, so go back to episode 83 and listen to an episode a day, because you'll get a lot more out of it than racing through. It really is worth it. So for all those of you who've come with me the whole way, you've tried 7 different experiments. I'm not going to walk you back through them all because you've just lived them, but I do want to point out the thing that they all had in common. Not one of them asked you to add anything to your day. There was no routine or extra equipment or extra time set aside. Every single experiment this week happened inside the daily life you were already living, using moments that were already there. You didn't find 7 new things to do, you found 7 things you were already doing and looked at them from a new angle. That's the whole point. Because here's what I believe, and it's the reason I made a series rather than a 7-day workout plan. You can't change what you don't notice. And once you notice it, it's surprisingly difficult to unnotice it. If a movement habit is invisible to you, there's no decision to make, because you don't know there's anything to decide. The autopilot just runs, and that's not a failing. It's your brain doing exactly what it's designed to do. But the moment we can see something, everything changes. You've got a choice that you didn't have last Sunday. Now you may decide to take it or not. You may take it on Tuesday and not on Wednesday, and that is all completely fine. Becoming aware of the choice is the point, not the change yet. So if you've spent this week noticing rather than doing, please don't think you've somehow done it wrong. You've done exactly the thing I hoped for. The shift I was hoping for wasn't in your body necessarily, it was more in the way that you see it, your lens. And the lovely thing about a lens is that once it's shifted, it tends to stay shifted. You'll be reaching for the kettle in 3 weeks' time and catch yourself and think, oh, there I go again. And that's it working. That's when people who work with me send me messages months later saying, I think of you every day, which sounds a bit bizarre. But it's also wonderful because it's them noticing their own movement, and that's what's prompted the reminder. And perhaps something else has shifted for you this week too. Maybe you've started giving yourself a little more permission to move a little differently, permission to look slightly odd every now and then, permission to be curious instead of feeling you have to get it right, and permission to enjoy movement again. And if any of those are true, then I am so happy for you. The one question worth keeping, if you take nothing else from this week, is to always ask yourself, is there another way I could do this? That's it. That's the whole thing. It works on absolutely anything. It costs nothing. And you'll never run out of things it applies to. So, where to go next if you'd like to? If this week has made you curious, I'd love to keep exploring with you. I always start in the same place, which is the ground, because being there tells so much about confidence, your options and everyday capability both on the ground and above. I've put together a free guide called Making the Ground Your Friend for Life, and I think it's the perfect next step after this series. From there you'll find my weekly newsletter, and if you want to go deeper there's my book Move Well for Life, or you can jump straight into my online courses that are both self-paced and live. There's no right order, just start where your curiosity takes you. You can find everything at reclaimmovement.co.uk. Please go and have a look around. And please come and say hello. I'm on Instagram at reclaim.movement and the podcast is at Make Movement Matter Podcast. I'd genuinely love to hear what you found out about yourself this week, especially the fun bits. And what's coming up on Make Movement Matter? If you've enjoyed having me in your ears this week, there's plenty more. Make Movement Matter has a back catalogue of over 80 episodes waiting for you, so hit follow and have a dig around at whatever interests you. There'll be something in there for whatever came up for you this week. And a new season starts in September with a brilliant lineup of lovely and inspiring guests and plenty of solo episodes in between about the same thing we've been playing with all week, moving well in the life you've actually got. So thank you so much for spending this week with me. Genuinely, 7 days of paying attention to something most people never even think about, and you did it. So keep noticing, keep experimenting, keep playing, because the wonderful thing about everyday movement is that you get another chance to rediscover it tomorrow. And you never know, you might just be surprised by what you find. Lots of love.